you alluded a little bit to next year, how good you think we're going to be next year, and and the whole thing is speculation on how who we're gonna get, what moves we're gonna make, and it's all speculation. But it's like fantasy basketball, fantasy football, whatever. It's fun to talk about. Um, you've been hearing in the news lately, sporting news. I've been hearing a little bit of rumblings. Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, different media, sports media pundits that KD. It could be a possibility that KD could possibly come to the Knicks. Now, everyone's gonna freak out because I know I've had this conversation with people before, and the first thing they say, "We don't need him. We don't need him. We don't need him." Nah, forget all that. Now he's gonna just kill the team. He's a team killer. He's a cancer. He's a coach killer. He's aloof. He's disgruntled. He's this, that, this, and yeah, he's all of that shit. I'll be honest with you. And the motherfucker did say it wasn't cool. The New York Knicks weren't cool a couple years ago. He played himself and went into Brooklyn. Shout out to my Brooklyn niggas. We all know Knicks run the city. You know what I'm saying? And he went over to Brooklyn with Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? And that didn't work. And you hear shit about him being a coach killer, but I think I'm gonna pitch. Listen. When we talk about this, and I want to get your take on it. I'm gonna pitch both sides, the pros and the cons. And I don't know if you want to do that too. But let's first play a clip from Stephen A. Smith. He's talking about KD possibly moving and why he would be moving from Phoenix. Check this out, and we'll talk about it
as well. But here's where Mike Wilbon didn't go into the details that all of us covering the NBA are fully aware of. Kevin Durant in Phoenix is a problem. It is a problem. We don't see it because the stats are there. Him and Booker average 27 points per game and what have you. But they say Kevin Durant is never happy. They say that he went more than a month without even talking to the head coach. They say that he doesn't look happy there. And all he wants to do is play when the game starts and tip-off time arrives. But when it comes to ingratiating yourself with your teammates and getting along with everybody and stuff like that, he just lives in his own world. He's not hated. He's not despised. He's not doing anything negative. He's not being somebody that's two-faced and behind people back doing stuff. No, that's not who Kevin Durant is, but keeping to himself. Why does that matter? It's similar to what he was doing in Golden State before he ultimately departed, which is what was driving Draymond Green crazy, which is why they ultimately got into it on the court in that Clippers game and what have you. Because you hear stuff, you hear about the level of unhappiness, et cetera, and you get tired of it because when you don't want to talk and when you don't want to answer questions, you don't want to lead in a very visible way, well, that forces other people to have to step up and take on a level of culpability that they don't want to stomach. And so
all right. So let's unpack this for a second. It seems to me like he was saying KD is just a miserable motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
In a very nice way, using mad big ass words.
Yo, they say that he was like that in OKC. They say he's like that everywhere he goes. I don't know what KD's deal is, and you hear him how he talks to the media. KD's a different type of dude. I know he just wants to hoop. That's the thing. I just want to hoop. I just want to ball. I don't want to talk to the media. I don't want to be a role model. I don't want to, I don't want any responsibility other than just give me that ball and I'm gonna go out there and get you 28. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do it efficiently. Even with his teammates, you know what I'm saying? They start to walk on eggshells around him. You heard Stephen A. Smith, and he's aloof and he's disgruntled and he's nasty but that motherfucker could ball. Now let me ask you this. I wouldn't go as far as saying he's a cancer to a team, you know what I'm saying? But with the ways I just explained to you, would you be pro KD coming over to the Knicks possibly? Because it looked like Phoenix is going to try to move him. Where, how, and when salaries matching up, that's a whole other thing. But just from a philosophical standpoint, would you be opposed to Kevin Durant coming over here, or would you be pro for it?
No, I don't. I wouldn't want him over here.
Why is that?
Because if he, I don't think you could be miserable and succeed out here. After 2 weeks being on the Knicks, granted he was on the Nets, but those Nets players don't get 10% of the negative energy that they get when they have a bad game out here. You got to be able to live with that shit, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
saying he would because he's obviously going to do well. He's fucking KD, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
you got to be a part of your team. Like three of our players went to college already, won championships. They have gel. You can see how they all celebrate. Like what
Mm-hmm.
the fuck? What the hell's gonna happen when we start doing good and then like just KD just walking over to the bench and everybody else is celebrating? It's gonna look like that one kid that just fucking hates his life and is only there for the money and shit. Like all that type of energy. I just don't think it's good because like that's probably why him and Kyrie didn't work out. Their energies are probably totally opposite. And then Kyrie, I think, is a big energy type of guy. Like his energy, and I might even mean like enthusiastic on the court, but like he's that, like if you have that negative energy, even though you're doing positive things on the court, like I still don't want that. And I don't think it's gonna fit on the team. I think what we have right now, granted, we still need more, but I just don't think if he comes over here and he's just with that that attitude of I just want a ball, I just want a ball. Yeah, all right. Well, you have no choice because you're here already, but like, we need you to do other things too. You got to understand, there's a fan base that you got to please. There's people that, there's a teammates that's a big thing when you have a positive attitude and a good relationship with your teammates and those are your colleagues, man. Imagine going into a job that you fucking hate and you hate everybody in it. Those people are usually not the type of people who make the place better. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. He killed Steve Nash. He killed. He didn't kill Steve Kerr, but him and Steve Kerr. They said him and Steve Kerr weren't even on speaking terms after a while. He killed. I said kill Steve Nash. He killed Steve Kerr. Killed Frank Vogel. They just fired Frank Vogel. They hired Mike Budenholzer, former Bucks coach, who got a chip with them. Mike Budenholzer is a good coach. If I'm Budenholzer, and I know they say they hired him, and the GM also said that they're gonna build around Kevin Durant. I don't say how you build around a 35 or 36-year-old Kevin Durant, but Budenholzer is a very good coach. But let me say this. Since you argued the negative aspect of KD, I'm gonna argue the positive, and don't get it twisted. I'm not necessarily saying I want him here, but I'm gonna highlight some of the things that I think
could be beneficial.
Could be beneficial. Like I said, the only way, I'm not saying only way, but one of the ways you probably can get KD is you probably have to give up Julius Randle because he's not a free agent. You know what I'm saying? And a pick or two. I'm a Julius guy. That would hurt. I heard some people say OG. There's no way I give up OG and Anunoby at all. OG's like a glue guy. He gets hurt a lot, but he's a glue guy. But here's the thing with KD. He averages 27 points a game. He played a lot of games last year. He played a lot of minutes, right? So, we thought he in past he's been fragile with the foot, the Achilles, blah blah blah. He seems to be holding up pretty well. So that's one reason, right? Now, how's that going to work with Tibbs when Tibbs likes to run his guys? You couldn't run fucking KD 39, 40 minutes a fucking game. You just won't be able to do that. But he's going to give you 27 points, 27 efficient points. KD is efficient as fuck. You know what I'm saying? 1-2 dribbles, gets an elbow, hits a spot, jumper, boom. Turn around, hits the fadeaway, boom. KD is an assassin. Let's not even get it twisted. I know he's getting a bad rep. I know they say he's not he's not a winner and everything, but he gives you that. Look, we also need size. So in my opinion, he checks two boxes. What do we always say? We need a scorer who can get you certified buckets. KD down the stretch is going to get you buckets. Certified bucket. You know that, right? Certified bucket when Jalen's out of, tired, out of breath, and he goes to the bench, and we're looking to say, damn, is Devo going to be the guy tonight? And we don't know who's going to emerge and be that guy, right? KD's gonna get you a bucket, 100%. He's unguardable. You know what I'm saying? That's two. Two, we said what? We need like a big wing, right? We need like in our opinion, we need like a big wing or another center, right? KD's 7 feet. He's a big wing. Imagine this lineup. Imagine Jalen Brunson, DiVincenzo, Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby, and Kevin Durant. pretty fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't think he's gonna be able to come in here. I think Tibbs might be the only guy, not the only guy, but one of the guys that might actually be able to get him to buy into some shit. Because if you look around you, if you ain't hustling, and I'm not saying Katie didn't hustle, but if you're not falling into the team culture, you know, you're gonna be looked at crazy. You know what I'm saying? You got guys like Josh Hart and everyone in the Knicks buys in. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that makes him say, you know what, man, I wasn't able to get it done after I left Golden State. I wasn't able to get it done in OKC. Damn sure wasn't able to get it done in Brooklyn. And now in Phoenix, maybe it's me or maybe I got to get down to lay down. Remember in state property, get down to lay down. So that's one thing. Another thing is he makes a lot of money. I want to pull up his salary crap, but I believe KD only has 2 years left on his deal. So you wouldn't be, and I'm going to double check that, but you wouldn't be essentially signing him to a long-term deal. Now, I wouldn't extend him. I know Paul George, we had a shot to get Paul George last summer, remember? But I think he wanted an extension. I think it broke down. I'm not going to extend KD. Maybe I'll give him 1 more year. You know what I'm saying? But he's old. He's in his late 30s, mid to late 30s. I don't do that. But let's say we can't get booked. I don't think we're going to be able to get booked. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the Suns are going to give him up. Donovan Mitchell, I would love Donovan Mitchell. Some people say he's undersized. That's another thing. But I would love Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's balling. There's not a lot of free agents out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we can get KD, but I've been hearing a lot about it, and it's fantasy basketball, so I'm going to entertain that. But to me, there's a lot of negatives about him, but there's a hell of a lot of positives about him. What you say? What do you guys think of that?
No, you definitely had some key points. I just feel like we're reverting back to the old Nick aura, our system of, getting this superstar, whether late in their career or just at their prime and, about to reach the end of their prime and, buying all in. And usually when we did that, we fucking gave up everything. Granted, if we do happen to get him, we aren't losing everything because we'll still have to, we still have a ton of picks in the upcoming years. But, he is 35, man. Like, I think we need to build a young team. I want to see this Knicks team be good for the next 10 years. Like when we lose Randall, he's 29, injury played the last 2 seasons. I could definitely see the positives, but I just feel like we'll just be reverting back to what the Knicks used to do back in all those other years and shit. Getting Carmelo, getting Amari, getting Stephon Marbury. We were doing all that.
We were giving up a ton of assets for them. And Melo was a baller. We just gave up too much for Melo. Amari, he had shot needs. I agree. And I like Amari too. He came, but I think Melo. Melo, we gave him too much for. But I don't think Leon Rose is. I trust Leon Rose. If Leon Rose got KD, he's gonna do it in a way where it's not gonna hurt the future. We got to give him the benefit of the doubt as well. But look at these stats. And listen, I'm not saying I want KD. I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? Because I'm hearing it a long time. You know what I'm saying? But listen to these stats. I want Donovan Mitchell. I'll be honest with you. I know people like, yo, he's too small, blah, 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 blah. I think he's a fucking assassin. He's on some Jamal Murray shit. Remember him and Jamal Murray a couple years ago dueling and shit? And Jamal Murray, for everyone who was shitting on him, because he looked like he was slowing down and maybe a little bit hurt against Minnesota. Jamal Murray's a fucking killer, man. But anyway, that's enough. We'll talk about that once the Knicks are done with doing what the Knicks do. But listen, regular season, KD in 37.2 minutes. He played one of the most minutes, and he was one of the highest people in minutes in the league at his age, which is crazy. From the 52.3% for field goal range. That's efficient as hell. 27.1 points per game, 41% from 3, 85% from the free throw line. And that's with Book. And fucking, even though Bill's hurt a little bit, but yeah, that's fucking insane, bro. That's fucking insane.
And if he's able to do that with Book, because if he's able to do that with Book, then he should be able to do it with Jalen Brunson.
100%. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Now everyone's like, I don't want KD. Yeah, but I guarantee you, he come on the Knicks, y'all gonna be like, KD, nigga, KD, we got fucking KD. Yeah.